We are just entering this week the new moon of Cancer, the new moon of Tamuz. And it's a very, very important moment in many, many different ways. But there are 3 different points that we have to remember for the entire month of Tamuz. First of all, the month of Cancer is going to start with Mercury retrograde. So we are starting already with a bit of an obstacle in our race to get where we are supposed to get. But the blessing is really in disguise, because Cancerian, all the sign of Cancerian, is under the ruling of the moon. As we know, the moon is the ruler of Cancer. The moon is connected to memories, it's connected to artists, it's connected to the past. And one of the things that the Cancerian sign has a lot of difficulties with by nature is to let go of the past. And as a matter of fact, starting the new moon of Cancer with Mercury retrograde, we know can help us go back in a way to the future. So go back to old patterns or mistakes maybe that we think we have done, if there is such a thing as a mistake. There is not exactly a thing like that, but things from the past that we need to actually correct. Because Mercury is retrograde at the new moon of Cancer, we have an opportunity to make a correction on all these mistakes, as opposed to, lament ourselves and, feel bad, like the Cancerian, very emotional energy that all of us are going to be bathing in for 29 days. For 29 days, we are going to feel what the Cancerian feel 365 days a year, which is very emotional, feeling everything, sometimes fragmented, sometimes a bit frazzled, a bit of a low self-esteem. When we look at the chart of the new moon, we find, and that's the second point, that it pretty much looks like a zoo. We have like all the animals in the chart, like all the signs are represented, and we don't exactly know which direction to take. But in many, many ways, this is also a blessing in disguise, because we have access to an entire keyboard of very different energy. And I think that this month is going to be a great opportunity for all of us, not only to develop, a better emotional system, something stronger, but also to develop a better intuition, to develop more closeness towards other people. So one of the things that I would recommend specifically for that particular month of Cancer that is coming up this week would be to try to meditate more, to put more time into feeling, getting gut instinct about situations, really trying to develop what we call in the Kabbalah the 99%, like the world of the unseen. It's a wonderful opportunity to do it. And, I gave that example the other day that there is a famous woman, she was a professor actually, her name is Helen Keller. She's very known, she died in the 80s, and she was deaf and blind and managed to become a professor. Why? Because she was born under the sign of Cancer. Cancer is instinctive. They know what to do, they know where to go, they know how to learn. There is something that it's the revelation of the hidden, we are so stuck in the 5 senses. This is exactly the opportunity this month to raise above those 5 senses and start believing more and feeling more to, all the things that are around that are non-seen exactly. Now, because the months start with Mercury in retrograde, the communication should be extremely sensitive. Meaning, and that's the third recommendation for this month, to make sure that whoever we communicate with, we are not going in a kind of a negative confrontation or face to face, but rather come next to them, hold their arms, make, even like the gesture should be, look, I'm your partner. Let us go through this together. And very important, going along with that, it's not a good month unless we are meditating with particular, intentions. It's not a good month to be isolated. Rather, it's a good month to go towards the other and feel the other more. So we have perhaps another 10 opportunities that we can develop and take advantage of, you know, for the month of Cancer. But in a nutshell, these are the three most important ones. So I hope that we shall have a very, very sensitive and very open and very hearty month of Cancer. And don't forget good food, because Cancer love to eat. So, I mean, try not to pile up the kilograms, but it's a good time to have, you know, fun with friends at all, you know. So I'm, you know, wishing everybody a great month for this month.